Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Lord Bailey and I will be your gameplay commentator for this series. This let's play will be nearly blind, by which I mean I have played the game years and years ago, but I hardly remember anything of significance. I do remember a little bit of a plot, but not any puzzles, so this let's play will be probably for people who want to see me struggle and fail quite a lot. But if you feel like reliving the journey with April Ryan, obviously I'm quite happy to accompany you. I am playing this game because I found out that Dreamfall chapters have been released some time ago, and I will be playing them as well. I just wanted to start from the beginning, so from the longest journey. Then I'm trying to fit in my schedule playing Dreamfall, and then probably Dreamfall chapters if everything goes well. Will I record everything? I'm not quite sure, but I'll definitely want a good start with this one. So let's jump right into the game. Just if you have not seen any other Let's Plays on my channel, be aware that I don't talk during the cutscenes. I'm trying to immerse myself in the story of the game. I may not be the best at playing games, but I'm always trying to get as much of it as possible. So let's go ahead and begin the journey. Prologue: A lion is in the streets.
So, you've come to hear me tell a story, have you?
If you please, we would love to hear one of your stories. You have seen so much. You have lived so long.
Oh, so good of you to remind me of my age, child. No, don't worry. I am an old woman, but I've lived a long and fulfilling life, and I do have stories to tell. Which story would you like to hear?
A true one. A true story.
All my stories are true, child. There are enough fairy tales in the worlds already. There's no need for me to make up more, believe me.
Tell us the story of the balance, then.
You want the story of the balance? Oh, that's a long story, child, and not one I'd venture to tell at this hour. But perhaps I could tell you a story that I heard a long time ago. A story that became a crucial turning point in the history of the balance, and that set in motion wheels that to this day are still turning.
Please, yes, that does sound like a story we'd like to hear.
Very well. This story, like all good stories, begins where it ends, in a tower, in a realm that is no more.
I just love how this intro sets a vibe for the entire game. A fairy tale told by an old woman. It's just brilliant. The longest journey. As we can see, the game has its years. It doesn't look as good as it probably has looked 10-15 years ago when it was released. I'll actually have to check that. I think it's about 10 years old at the moment. Maybe slightly more. But with those point-and-click adventures, the old ones especially, it's not about what they look like, it's about the feel they give. Just like the Siberia did. I am so looking forward to this right now. Something or someone woke up. And that's the dragon that eats its own tail. which is symbol for eternity, I believe. the contrast of this futuristic city with fairy tale setting of the granny's hut. I think, if I remember correctly, the game combines a bit of both. And this confirms my suspicion. The game does combine both.
Oh, no. Don't tell me I'm dreaming.
I will also not be skipping.
You know, for once, just once, it would be nice to have a decent night's sleep without waking up screaming from a bad dream at 4 a.m.
I will also not be skipping any dialogues or descriptions or anything like that. As I say, I will immerse myself in the game. So let's look around. Oh, there's a starter.
Postcard pretty.
Oh, just a landscape. Okay.
There's a storm heading this way. Even the weather sucks in my dreams. I feel so charmed.
Well, it's not too bad at the moment, the weather. I think we can...
Real life never looked this good.
We can move, yes, we can. And we've got...
What's happening?
Oh, we've got our first puzzle, probably. There we go.
Oh, perfect. I guess if I don't do something to save that egg, I'll suffer 7 years of bad karma or something.
Okay, so the first quest is to save the egg. If I right-click... No. If I left-click... Okay, I can look or touch. So let's look at it.
It looks reptilian, but it can't be. It's much too big, and I don't much care for reptiles.
How can you tell the egg's reptilian anyway? It's probably not that easy, but I'll try it.
Did that sound come from the egg? Boy, that's some chick.
I certainly hope it's not from within the
I
egg.
don't think I can get a good grip on it. It's too big and slippery, and I might drop it by accident.
Okay, so it is not as easy as I thought, but there is a branch probably that we can use, or a twig. Unless there's something on the ground, which I don't believe there is. I can look at the tree.
I'm an artist, not a botanist, but I'm pretty certain this tree is dead, or close to it.
Well, yes, it does look a bit dried out, so I don't think it will mind if we take the branch. Or a twig. Oh yes, talking tree, of course.
Oh, the suffering we must endure.
What?
Why do you take such pleasure in torturing us?
Torturing you? Who are you?
We are the voice of all trees, the spirit of wood and leaf.
You're a talking tree?
Yep.
No, a tree does not talk. At least not in your tongue. The tongue of trees is the language of wood, root, and leaf.
Who are you then?
Like we said, we are the voice of all trees. Whenever an injustice is done, we must speak for the tree, if we are present.
It's the branch. I shouldn't have broken the branch off.
Oh, what does it matter anyway? There is nothing more to be done for us. We are simply here to provide comfort in the final passing to Earth.
We? I only see one of you.
We are one with our host, as we are all one spirit, but legion.
Yeah, thanks for clearing that up.
We do not expect you to understand. You are human.
That's what I was about to say. It's not the tree that's talking, just some sort of a spirit, and I think it's quite high up in the spirit ranks, if there are any ranks, if it speaks for all the trees and provides comfort in passing to the ground, or how he's put it, to the earth.
What happened to the tree?
Oh, the pain. As the battle raged,
Battle?
between the Mother and Black Chaos. She was only protecting her child, but it would not back down, and the force of their battle shook the mountain. The brook that fed us was led astray, and without water, we began to wither and die.
So if I'll find you a water source, will you help me with that egg? Because that's your route, isn't it?
What's the deal with the egg?
Egg? What egg? Oh, of course, the child. Whenever the mother was absent, we were entrusted with the safety of the child. But now, withered and without strength, we can do nothing to help. We have failed the mother, and we despair. Our shame knows no bounds.
Who are you again?
We are the wood spirit. We come to all trees in the hour of great need to provide comfort and aid in the passing to earth, and to give a voice to those who suffer.
Passing to Earth.
Our time is running out as we speak. The passing to Earth is about to begin. Leave us now.
What about the egg?
Oh, it is too late. Without sustenance, we do not have the strength to bring it safely home. We have failed, and the Earth will know our shame for all time to come.
Okay, so I do understand that it's not really the egg that I have to reach. I have to help him out somehow. I'll grab some water from, yes, somewhere.
Isn't there anything I can do to help?
Oh, we do not expect a human to come to our aid.
Don't
Lose
be
the
like
attitude,
that.
okay? Just tell me if there's anything I can do.
It is futile. We need water, but there is none. Not after the brook changed course.
I'll find a way. Don't panic.
Okay, so there was a brook
We do
somewhere.
not panic. Unlike you, we accept our destiny. If, however, against all odds, you do succeed, we will carry the child safely back into its nest. Do not make a foolish attempt on your own. It would spell certain misery.
I will make a foolish attempt on my own, but in helping you rather than picking the egg. As I said, I've played the game years and years ago. I don't remember any puzzles at the moment, which doesn't mean it will not come back to me at some point. So I'm really curious as to how long it's gonna take me to go through this game. So I can still talk to him, or I can look at him.
Excuse me?
Is there anything new you're gonna say?
This is no time for idle conversation.
No, that's nothing new.
We need water, so that we may live.
I'll do my best. So, is there anything? We've got the egg, we've got the
Lucky
roots.
thing the egg got caught between those roots. It's a long way down. I'm in my undies. That's so not appropriate.
There's a nest. Let's have a look at the nest, shall we?
It's a nest, padded with large scales, very large scales. For some strange reason, I have a feeling I should get the hell out of here before the tenants return.
Yes, I think that is the reasonable approach. I think I could have, yeah, I can touch something as well. Let's see what that gives
This is
us.
interesting. I've never seen a scale this size before.
Oh, so we're just gonna collect a scale. So we've
I'll
got
keep it
an
as a souvenir.
inventory, I guess. We've got a scale and a branch. Okay, we'll see where it goes. Let's look for that water for you, shall we? Ah, there's the brook.
According to the, spirit, there was some kind of battle that split the rock and changed the course of the stream.
And that's a rock.
According to the,
Oh, okay, fair enough.
spirit, there was some kind of battle that split the rock and changed the course of the stream.
So why don't we just use that to divert the stream again?
I'll lose my balance and fall if I have to hold the scale like this. I
Okay,
need something to support it with.
fair enough. So the branch as well. Can I combine it in the inventory, or...
I think I just
Oh, I
made a
can.
Cool. I'm so proud of myself.
Well done, April.
This should do the trick.
Very well done. And our first success! The tree should be quite happy about it. And hopefully it will get the egg out from the danger. Are you going to talk to
Talk
me
about
now?
instant rehab.
Yeah, that was actually quite quick. I'll probably have to do it from this screen though.
Hello? Hello?
Leave us be.
Are you okay?
We find our strength returned, and so we have no time for idle conversation. We must drink and rejoice.
Aren't we forgetting something?
Hush, listen. The song of ancient wood. Is it not sweet?
That's a grateful tree.
Sweet. Definitely. Yeah. The baby's probably ready to boogie down as well.
The baby. Oh, the egg. Thank the earth. We almost forgot.
So shall we... Oh, you're gonna do it yourself, hopefully. Please don't lose it. There we go. So we saved a baby from a huge reptilian. I certainly hope that was the right thing to do. And Papa is coming back.
What? What was that?
Or a mummy.
Uh-oh.
Yes, it is a dragon.
It is you. You have come.
I was just passing by.
April, daughter, I have been waiting for you.
Waiting. Why?
Because it begins here, with you, as it always has.
What do you mean?
The breach and the mending, the pain and the joy, the end of the old and the dawn of the new. A different world. I am the mother of what is, but you are the mother of a future that may yet be.
How will I know? How will I know what to do?
I will guide you, and I will protect you as much as I can. But in the end, you are on your own.
I'm afraid.
You always were, my child, my daughter.
Our dreams just got weird.
This is probably not a good thing.
And is this the dragon that she was battling before? I'd say it probably is. Okay, it was not a dragon, whatever it was. Chapter 1 Penumbra.
What a nightmare.
Really weird dream.
Completely exhausted. I must have been tossing and turning all night. So hot in here too. No wonder I keep having these weird dreams. I've basically been simmering in my own sweat every night this past week. Doesn't look like it's gonna cool down anytime soon either. It's another sunny day in Newport.
So we are back in our bed, which hopefully is a bit safer than that dreamland.
Well, it's a good thing the studio's got proper air conditioning. I promised myself I was gonna spend most of the day working, and I don't intend to break that promise. Not this time.
Okay, so let's have a look what we've got that we can pick up and look at,
I had
and
to borrow
let's
some
see the
posters from
room.
the cafe, because I just can't afford to buy any of my own. When I think about it, that's so depressing.
So we've got posters on the wall, probably more posters, or paintings. Painting.
That's my work. It's supposed to be a portrait of my life study teacher, but I think he might disagree.
Okay, so you are an aspiring painter.
That fan is supposed to keep the room nice and cool in the summer. Sure, yeah, it's at least, 1/4 of a degree cooler in here when it's on.
So it's really hot summer then, and you don't like that, do you? I can talk to my diary, so let's
Dear
see.
diary, note to self. Dreams of talking trees and dragons aside, it's still no excuse for talking to inanimate matter in the real world. So quit it.
Okay, fair enough, so we don't want to talk to our diary. Or do we?
No, that's just too weird.
Oh, come on.
No, that's just too weird.
Okay, fair enough. Let's not talk to the diary. Let's...
My on-again, off-again diary. We've had a turbulent relationship, her and I.
Oh, so it's a she. Let's pick it up. Or her. Let's pick her up. I wonder if I can read the diary. Probably by looking at it.
I've been keeping a diary intermittently since I was 5 years old. Not the same one, of course. I started this one, I think, April of this year.
There is a coffee stain on it. Oh, timesheet. Ah, so that's the diary and that's a timesheet. What's
There's a loose
that?
sheet of paper in here.
Okay.
Hey, it's my timesheet from the cafe. I completely forgot I put it in here. Good thing I found it, because I'm broke.
Oh, so probably that's something I was supposed to find later on. Well, whoops. Can I look at that?
It's a list of the hours I worked this past week at the cafe.
Okay. I don't need to pick it up, and this is...
My cash card at the moment is really quite useless. There can't be more than $1 or $2 left in it.
Oh, so it's a bank card. Fair enough. What else can we take? Let's look at the
Of me
picture.
and my friends. I'm part of the should be
books.
reading more but life's too short generation. We embrace our illiteracy. The last book I read was How to Seduce the Man of Your Dreams. Now, if I can just find a man to dream about, I'll be all set.
That's an interesting choice of literature you've got there. Do I go back to bed?
It's been too hot to sleep with a cover. So I don't.
Fair enough.
I don't need to make my bed. It's been too hot to sleep with a cover.
Okay, yeah, I've got it. So let's see. Is there something on the closet? No, it's just the closet.
The wardrobe is actually made of real wood, and not that synthetic crap that makes me sneeze and itch all over.
Probably some more things for us to pick up. We've got clothes.
Right, so my wardrobe's sort of chic deficient, but I can't afford to be cutting edge. Useful, practical, and cheap is my shopping mantra.
Okay, so do I get a chance to put
When
on...
fame and wealth come knocking, I'll buy a wardrobe the size of an ocean liner and fill it with clothes for $1 million. Right now, I'll try to focus on my work.
I like how each time you click on something, April gives you different line, and it's not just one or two words. She actually elaborates on things. I do like that. I do apologize if it's quite boring to wait for me to read it and listen to it, if you already know those lines, but I do appreciate the work they've put into it.
I could only carry one suitcase with me when I left home. There was so much I would have loved to bring, but c'est la vie. At least it was a clean break with my past. I guess when all my hard work starts paying off, I'll get a house and fill it with all kinds of new junk. The past, who needs it?
So I can't open the suitcase.
It's a bunch
Drawings?
of drawings I drew when I was a kid. I don't even know why I brought them here. They mean absolutely nothing to me.
I think I can pick up Toy Monkey, because obviously from that wardrobe that's the only useful thing.
It's Constable Guybrush, my toy Oh, Ape. He doesn't much like being called Monkey.
You have a thing of talking to inanimate objects, don't you? Inanimate. Okay, let's take Constable Guybrush.
And the cardboard box. That's so not interesting.
And let's move on then. What can we get from the desk and the shelves? And just when I praised elaborative speech.
Still just shelves.
Okay.
Still just shelves.
How about now?
Still just shelves.
Okay, fair
That's
enough.
my desk. So, theoretically, that's where I'm supposed to do my work. I think my muse has departed me for greener pastures, though, because lately, inspiration's been fleeting at best.
Okay, so we are an art student or apprentice who's painting things, and we are really low on inspiration at the moment. And if I'm correct, this is another snaky, dragony carpet. It just brings to mind what we've seen in that snake that eats its own tail, or a dragon that eats its own tail. It just looks similar.
I'd better head over to the studio to do some work. Only 2 weeks until the big show opens, and my contribution is in serious need of attention. Might be a good idea to get dressed first, though.
I've already suggested that, but you did not want to.
Hey, babe.
I don't like him
you're looking
already.
real sexy today.
Zach, listen, I've
Oh,
gotta
God.
run.
What's going on, April? How you been?
I don't really have much time to hang around. I wonder if you have to always go through all the options, or do you actually get to choose what you say? Yeah, we don't like him.
I was doing just fine until you came along.
What's that? Hey, listen, I was thinking maybe you and I could hook up tonight, go to the pavilion or something. We could pop a few raptures, do a little close dancing. How about it?
He didn't hear it, did he? I will think about it.
Let me think about it.
I thought about
So
it,
think
no.
about it, babe. But don't keep thinking too long or I'll be gone. There are other birds in the sea, you know? Gotta go.
Birds in the sea, you are a really clever guy, aren't you? Other birds in the sea.
What an asshole.
Yeah, I was thinking just that. So, what's this thing? Free access
It's
terminal.
a fact. As in F-A-C-T. Free Access Terminal.
Okay, and does what? It's like a
Computer
phone?
Interface is not installed. Please use the touchscreen interface to communicate with this free access terminal.
Oh, okay.
So-
Why not consider a very reasonable upgrade? In addition to a voice interface, true holo display technology and Instacredit compatibility.
No, I'll just use my hands, thanks.
You are missing out on a great opportunity. If you upgrade now,
Hold on.
She does have a voice interface.
You have a voice interface installed already. Why would I pay to have another one installed?
current voice interface is for sales purposes only. If you take advantage of this very affordable upgrade today...
No, really. This terminal doesn't belong to me.
Noted. Please refrain from voice communication in the future, or you will be reported to the FACT FUB and charged for processing time.
FUB?
Fair Use Bureau. They are authorized to carry deadly arms.
Well, whatever. Sorry.
Yeah, I can bet $10 it's an Apple product. Oh, a plant. I'll say hi to a plant.
Organic plastic. It grows, and it converts carbon dioxide into oxygen, just like real plants, but it doesn't need nourishment of any kind. Convenient, but disturbing.
It is very convenient, and I'll take the plant. Or just a leaf. Or a branch. Okay, I think that's everything we could have looked at here. Let's go downstairs. Another person to talk to and a whole room to look at. So maybe let's just start by looking at the room. Let's go around and we'll finish with Fiona. Oh gosh, so many things going on. Okay, annual summer blowout at the Fringe Cafe.
Annual summer blowout at the Fringe Cafe.
Oh, okay.
Friday, August 4th, 8 p.m. Free food. Live performances by Royne Dale. Harlequin Masquerade. The Go-Getters. Tickets available at the bar. $10 only. Spread the word.
Okay, so what else do we have here?
Be considerate. Keep the volume down after 11 p.m. Fiona.
Okay, so Fiona does not like when things are too loud. Fair enough.
San Francisco. I'd love to go there someday. Someday soon, hopefully. Common room duty roster. July 27th. April and Emma. Oh, joy. Manual labor. My favorite.
Do we know what date it is today? Let's have a look at the diary. Oh, not like that. Like that, probably? Okay, no, I can't check what date it is.
Look, it's Monkey Boy.
It definitely is.
And movie night, Monday, July 31st. BYOS. BYO what? Soap?
And... oh, okay.
I can't tell what that note's saying as long as it's up there. Fiona's handwriting is not particularly legible. I'm sorry, but big sweaty jocks do not turn me on. I'll
Jock.
take a nerd any day.
Okay, let's see what we've got here. another thing to our inventory. Let's have a look.
Found a gold ring under the common room sofa. If it's yours, let me know. But no false claims, please. Fiona. I did lose a gold ring a few weeks ago. I hope this is the one. I'll have to ask Fiona about it.
Okay, so we've got something to speak to her about. Good job we've looked at the room before going to her. Okay, let's go out from here. Let's have a look at the screen, the shelves.
The omnipresent screen. I don't pretend to know how it works, but all the data apparently passes through tiny little black holes in the fabric of our dimension. You know, that really freaks me out when I think about it.
Yeah, it is kind of scary.
Shelves.
You really don't like talking about shelves?
Shelves.
Still shelves?
Shelves.
Okay, fair enough. I'm not gonna push you. I think it's a box of matches. Yes, matchbox.
It's a matchbook.
Matchbook. Matchbox.
It's a matchbook.
Book. Okay, it's called book. Didn't know that. Let's have a look at it. Oh yes, this is gonna be a long journey indeed.
It's a matchbook from the Fringe Cafe.
Okay. Can I sit on a chair maybe?
It's a chair.
Can I give this to Fiona? Oh no, not like that. Ah, there we go.
I saw this note on the corkboard. I think the ring might belong to me.
I'm sorry I have to ask, but could you describe the ring?
Sure thing. It says Sweet 16. My dad gave it to me. I think it was the only birthday of mine he remembered, or at least acknowledged.
Yes, that's the one. I found it under the sofa when I was vacuuming. Here you are, darling.
Good job it didn't end up in the vacuum
Thanks.
cleaner.
It's not worth much, but it's got a certain sentimental value for me.
It's a very pretty ring.
Yeah, it is. My dad never gave me anything pretty before or since. He must have won a poker game or something that day. You know, it's strange. I don't hate him. He's a bastard and he treated me like crap almost every single day of my life. But I don't hate him. I feel sorry for him.
Why?
Because he doesn't know how to love. He can't love anybody or anything. And because he'll be miserable every second of every minute of every day until the day he dies. God, I'm glad that life is behind me. I hope I never have to see him again. No, that doesn't sound right. I've made a choice not to see him again. Ever.
Okay, first of all, that was really passive-aggressive, especially the bit saying about how sorry she feels for him. But it gives us a bit more insight to who April Ryan is, and she doesn't like her past. It wasn't great. She didn't get along with her family. So that's probably something that will affect the game in this way or another.
Morning, Fiona.
Good morning, darling. You're up early.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep.
Are you feeling all right? You look a little pale.
I had a bad nightmare. I just have a lot of work to do. I'm not gonna talk to her about my nightmares, do I? Or maybe I should.
I had a bad nightmare.
Again? Well, you're not the only one, darling. Mickey woke me up screaming in the middle of the night. She wouldn't go back to sleep until I made her a cup of herbal tea.
Nightmares?
Apparently. But she refuses to tell me what they were. I think she's embarrassed.
That doesn't sound like Mickey.
I know, darling. Don't tell her I said so. But I've never seen her so agitated in my life. She scared the hell out of me.
I don't know why I have nightmares. I guess they could be stress-related. After all, the exhibition's right around the corner.
Oh, yes. The school exhibition. How's that going?
God, don't ask. I have no idea how I'm going to finish my painting on time. I haven't felt inspired in ages.
I think you work too hard, darling. You need to relax once in a while. Live. Enjoy your youth. There's inspiration to be found in hedonism, you know.
No, I don't know, but apparently you do.
I'm an authority on the subject, darling. Ask Mickey. She'll tell you I don't lift a finger around the place unless I absolutely have to.
And yet you don't like loud music after 10 o'clock. So, yeah, double standards. Where's everybody this morning? Should you be outside enjoying the good weather? Well, the weather is actually too hot, apparently.
Where's everybody
yeah, where's
this
everybody?
morning?
Mickey's tied up in the basement. Mind you, she's not literally tied up, of course, although that is a tempting thought.
Are you getting into your sexual fantasies here, Fiona? Because it's a little too early in the morning for that, don't you think?
Sorry, I just can't help myself. Anyway, the plumbing is... You probably noticed when you took a shower, yeah? There's no hot water. So Mickey's working on that. Getting knee-deep in putrid canal water is her job, thank God.
What about Charlie? He up yet?
No, he's still sleeping, and Emma just went to bed. I saw her come in when I was making breakfast. Do you know who she's seeing now?
I don't know. Some guy?
Those lads I see her with, darling. She's too good for those arseholes. I wish she'd find herself a man who'd treat her right for once.
She hasn't had much luck with love, no?
She's a magnet for creeps, and she's so pretty. They prey on her, you know, bastards.
I've tried to talk to her about it, but Emma's impulsive. She doesn't listen.
She's just as headstrong as you and me, darling, but I'm sure she'll be all right. She's smart and resourceful, and not afraid to speak up for herself.
So is Emma one of those people from the picture? I need to remember to have a look at the picture when we're done conversing.
Shouldn't you be outside enjoying the good weather?
You joking? Bollocks to that. I'll stay inside until September, thank you very much. It's too bloody hot.
That's what I just
Can
said.
I ask you a few questions?
Why, certainly, darling. About what?
Yes, so let's find out as much as we can from her. As I said, I will be going through all the conversations, and I will be quite thorough when it comes to that, so do apologize if it's boring.
Where did you find my ring?
Under the sofa, darling. It must have slipped off your finger while you were watching a movie or something.
That's strange, because I've been keeping it in a box in my room. I rarely ever wear it, and I've never carried it around in my pocket.
So does that mean that someone has actually gotten into our room and taken the ring out? That creepy guy by any chance?
Tell me about Emma.
Emma? Why, she's your best friend, darling. I don't know what to tell you that you don't already know. You girls are so close.
That's true. The day we met, we clicked instantly. It was strange, but cool.
Like me and Mickey then, except for the sex, of course.
That's a pretty big except for, Fiona.
Oh, I guess so. She's the crazy one, Emma is. Not crazy as in mad as a hatter, but crazy in a good way. Fun to be around.
Emma's always been a little weird.
Exactly, darling. She's a flirt, too, and the boys seem to drop like flies at her feet. No wonder. She's a real looker, I don't have to tell you. I'm sure she could have been a model if she'd wanted, but she's an artist, and a good one, too. I really think she'll be a successful artist. Her sculptures are getting a lot of attention.
Okay, so that's two friends, Charlie and Emma, so far. Anything else on Emma?
Anything else you can tell me about Emma?
She ought to be a little more careful sometimes. She's a flirt, and although she doesn't mean any harm, some lads don't take too well to being teased and rejected. You should tell her that, though, being her best friend and all.
I have told her. She won't listen.
No. She does worry me a little, but she's a big girl and she can take care of herself. I'm certainly happy to have her living here. Next to you and Charlie, she's my favourite tenant.
That is very nice of you. How did you think of me when we first met? That's interesting.
What did you think of me when we first met?
That's a peculiar question, isn't it? I thought you were quite lovely. I still do, darling.
Do you remember the day I arrived?
Of course, darling. It wasn't that long ago, and I'm not senile quite yet. It was in May, wasn't it? Charlie referred you to me, and you were quite at a loss. First day in the city, wasn't it? I remember. You looked like a lost puppy.
Puppy? Me?
When I saw you lugging that suitcase across the bridge, my heart went out to you. I'm glad you came here. You could have been lost anywhere else.
So this gives us a little bit of a time frame. She arrived in May, and the things on the board mention June, so we're sort of If it was still May, she would have said it was this month. She said it's May, so it's probably beginning of June, first maybe second week. That's what I think.
How long have you known Charlie?
Oh, he's one of our oldest tenants. It's close to 3 years, I believe, since he moved in. Charlie is always in a good mood, and he's such a gentleman.
I agree. He's an actual genuine gentleman.
And you don't see a lot of gentlemen these days, trust me. You have a very good friend in him, darling. Perhaps even more than a friend.
What do you mean, more than a friend?
Not for me to say, darling. If you don't realize it yet, you will.
Zach Lee, is that the creepy
What's
guy?
up with Zach Lee?
Zach? I think we both feel the same way about him, darling. He's not actually a bastard. If he was, I'd have had him out of here in an instant. But he is an arse, and a stuck-up, pompous, arrogant wanker.
My thoughts exactly. Aside from that wanker bit.
Still, he pays his rent on time, and he doesn't make a lot of noise. He keeps to himself. And most importantly, he's shit scared of me, so I can't just kick him out.
As I've mentioned, I've played the game years ago. Now, playing it again and listening to this conversation, I actually realize this is a game for adults. Quite a lot of what we've just heard, whether it's the relationship between Fiona and Mickey, or whether it's how they refer to or about Zach, it is for adults. It's not a children's game.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, Fiona.
Me? Why? It's not much to say, darling. I love my job, I love Venice, and I love being with Mickey. I'm a happy girl. Sure, sometimes I wish I could go back to England to see my family, but that's water under the bridge, so to speak. I'm very happy with myself and my life here in Newport.
Doesn't have a very strong British accent if she's originally from England.
How long have you and Mickey been together?
Mickey and I have been together since I was 19. She was in her late 30s then. The older, wiser, worldly woman. I found her sweet and charming and intriguing. When I finally realized she was neither of those things, it was too late. I was in love. She stole me away from my dreary British inner-city life, and she brought me here. She was no knight in shining armor, that's for sure. But she knew how to treat me like a woman.
You guys make a great couple.
You think so, darling? Yes, I guess we do. And the sex is amazing.
You never get tired of talking about your sex life, do you?
Never. And if I ever do, please shoot me.
Can you tell me something about the border house?
That's one of my favorite topics, darling. What precisely do you want to know?
What's a border house? Is it this house that we're in?
What made you decide to run a boarding house?
That's a long story. One of the reasons Mickey and I got together was that we shared a passion for the classic English country inns. You know, quaint, weathered buildings, funny old ladies, and oddly suggestive names like the Lazy Cock.
So why come here to the big city? To America?
We wanted to create a place with a similar atmosphere and hospitality here in Newport. Like a safe house for people like you and I to call home, if only for a short while. So we discussed different options for a few months, and then we decided we wanted to start a boarding house for young, penniless students and artists.
You decided you wanted to do that here in Venice?
We knew that Venice was the place for us long before we came here, but the hard part was finding a building cheap enough.
And this building was available?
Not at first. Like most of the buildings in Venice, this one used to be a factory, but when we first looked at it, a local company was planning to turn it into a bar and nightclub. It was so perfect for our purposes, though, that we appealed to the Venice Borough Council, and after outlining our plans, they gave us the go-ahead at a reduced price, provided we kept our promises regarding our tenants.
So you could say you saved the house.
What inspired the name Border House?
That came quite naturally when we saw the place. It's on the border between two worlds, isn't it? Between Venice and the city itself. And at the same time, I also believe we're on the border between two more abstract worlds. Between art and spirit on the one hand, and science and technology on the other.
That's very poetic, Fiona.
Yes, I've practiced. I may be an inner-city girl, but I can philosophize and bullshit with the best of them.
Okay, that was a little heavy-handed, but yes, it seems that the collision of two worlds will be a recurring topic
You
here.
and Mickey own the place together?
We own it together, yes, and we've shared the responsibilities between us. Mickey takes care of the maintenance of the building, and I busy myself with the administrative tasks. I also take care of the day-to-day management of our tenants, like deciding whether or not to let someone rent a room. And, of course, the unpleasant business of booting someone out.
I thought you enjoyed that part.
Yes, all right. In some cases I do, but not always. It can get quite messy.
Thanks for the information.
I'm glad I could help you out, darling.
That was very informative. Do we get to know more about the border house?
Tell me some more about the border house.
What precisely do you want to know?
Thanks for the information.
Okay, so we've gone through all
I'm glad I
that.
could help you out, darling.
What can you tell me about Venice?
I don't really know much about the history of Venice. You should really ask someone with an interest in local affairs. What I do know is that this whole neighborhood used to be an industrial area, and that about 100 years ago they converted most of the buildings into residences for students and the homeless. And it's a nice place to live, certainly. Friendly people, liberal attitudes, great clothing stores, quite perfect, aside from that dreadful stench from the canals in the summertime.
So she's not quite in love with the place, or with the town, shall I say.
What's the story behind my apartment?
Your apartment? It's more a room than anything else. Not much more than a large closet, really.
It's not that small.
It's one of our smallest rooms, but it's cheap, and it's on a nice floor. I hope you're happy there.
I like it. It's convenient. And it's got an interesting view.
That's nice to hear, darling. As for the story behind it, no unexplained deaths or hidden pirate treasures, I'm afraid. Just a long string of students on a tight budget.
I have not paid much attention to the view. I'll probably go back at some point and look at the view from the window. We'll see what April meant by interesting view.
Do you like Newport?
The city? I stay in Venice most of the time. It's easy to forget we're just a tiny little pocket in the middle of a sprawling urban wasteland. But do I like it? I think Newport is one of the great cities of our age. Love it or hate it, you can't argue with that.
And which one is it? Love or hate?
I haven't decided yet, darling. Ask me again in another 15 years. Perhaps I'll have an answer then.
So, do I understand correctly that Venice is this suburban town and then Newport is the main big city?
I don't have any more questions right now.
Don't hesitate asking if there's something else you want to know.
I think we've already gone through everything.
Never mind, darling. Ask away.
Everything in here, yes. The border house doesn't give me any more
Tell me
details.
some more about the border house.
What precisely do you
Thanks
want
for
to
the
know?
information.
Yeah, that's
I can help
fine.
you.
Thanks for your help, Fiona.
You're welcome, darling.
Thank you very much, Fiona. That was very
I'd
informative.
better get going.
Off to school.
Yeah, there are no more classes this semester, but I have to finish my painting by next Thursday.
For what it's worth, darling, good luck. And don't work too hard, all right?
So let's go back and have a look at the view from the window, because I'm really interested if it was just a sarcastic remark saying that it's got an interesting view, or maybe I've missed something. It's just another building, isn't it? Let's approach. Oh, I can touch a plant.
I'm not good at taking care of living things, but this plant's doing just fine despite months of neglect.
And can I look? I
Good
can.
for you, if you're into brickwork.
So it was sarcastic, but I can touch the window for some reason. Let's open the window. Why not? And let's look. Oh, I've missed a lot, haven't I? Rubber ducky, of course, and the river, and the clothesline. I'm not sure why would I do that, but I've just done it.
It's a clothesline.
Yes, and it's a rubber duck.
ducky, helplessly trapped under that rusty old grill. It's a rusty old grill, kept afloat by a rubber ducky. Whatever those pipes are spewing out, I know one thing for sure, it ain't water.
No, it's way too green for water. Oh, there's a chain as well. I have missed a lot
I
already.
still haven't figured out what runs through the canals in Venice, but I'm sure it can't be water.
So let's look at the
I
chains.
don't know what that chain's for, but it's connected to some kind of mechanism at the bottom of the canal.
Okay, let's pull it. That didn't work. Okay, I'll remember about all this and I'll come back later. And while I'm here, I was meaning to look at that picture and see if the photograph is with those two
It's a
people we
picture of
learned
Charlie,
about.
Emma, and me.
Yeah.
In Florence Park. Marcus took it about a month ago, before it got real hot.
Alright, so I was on the right track. Let's go back down. And I think this will be just enough for the first episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it didn't drag too long. If it did, I do apologize, but that's just the way I like to play my games. If you liked it, please let me know this way or another. And I certainly hope to see you in the second episode, which is coming, definitely.